with Boo. It's nice to see you all. I hope you've had a lovely week. Now, this week we've got something a little bit different. Flossy and I have been working on some poems. So these are all stories that rhyme. Now there's a couple of quick fire ones at the beginning and then a bit of a longer story poem after. So triple whopper this week, you lucky things. Let's see what we got going on. So the first couple are a little bit of nonsense poems, I'd say. Enjoy. As I wandered down Pig Hop Lane, I gazed with pure delight at the jelly wobbles gambolling gently along and the bangles taking flight. As I wandered down Pig Hop Lane, I stared in lushsome awe as a pack of wild gingbats soared overhead and a tumblefire sharpened its claw. As I wandered down Pig Hop Lane, I almost fell over a flail as it snarfled and scruffled right back to its hole and curled its head under its tail. As I wandered down Pig Hop Lane, I couldn't believe my eyes when a slipperous grawbar came jingling and jangling, a jittery frisbit came quietly gangling, a whole herd of tasbits came sparkling and spangling as I wandered down Pig Hop Lane. Now we've got a bit of a treat because the next one was written by Flossy and it's called The Fisherman. Enjoy. There was once a fisherman from the north who liked to read the news. He wanted to see as far as he could, but he couldn't stop tying his shoes. He thought and thought what a great day it is when all the fish come swimming. But what a fright had the fisherman when they all swam away to the women. The women, you see, were as great as could be a fisherman's wife with a pan, not screaming and loud, but careful and proud, when the whole shoal of fish stood and ran. Their legs did sprout whilst they gathered about, these strange fish with legs and shoes. The fisherman's shock was a sight to see, so they carted in journalists from the news. Lovely. And then finally, we've got a bit of a longer one, so this has got a bit more of a story to it, and I wrote it earlier on in the week. It's called The Warm, Dark Wood. Deep in the middle of a warm, dark wood, under an oak tree, a little mouse stood. He wasn't very big, with no discerning features, but still he was one of the bravest creatures. One day he decided to go for a walk, to see what he could find and to whom he could talk. So off he went on his merry way, with his twitching whiskers and furry coat grey. He said hi to the fox and hello to the snail, good day to the pheasant and bonjour to the quail. For quails, although they're native to this nation, are used in fancy cooking, so get ideas above their station. The animals mostly didn't hear the little mouse. They were big and very busy, spring cleaning each house. The mouse didn't mind, for his voice was so small that he was used to his friends hearing him hardly at all. The little mouse was happily hopping along when suddenly a rumble that didn't belong. What is this noise? It doesn't sound good, said the little mouse in the warm, dark wood. His whiskers started twitching even more than was right, in the way whiskers twitched when sensing a fright. This rumble's a bad thing. I must climb a tree to look in the distance and see what I can see. And the mouse climbed up the mightiest oak and saw in the distance a strange sort of smoke. Behind the smoke came the rumbling thing, with metal body, big wheels and some cogs that went ping. And right on the front of the yellow metal hood was a great big chopper for chopping down wood. Oh no, said the mouse, I must tell my friends, or I'll end up in a sticky end. So off ran the mouse as fast as he could to find all the creatures of the warm, dark wood. Quick, he shouted, danger's coming this way. But his voice was so small they couldn't hear his dismay. A chopper, a rumbler, a flattener of trees. But the animals carried on working as busy as bees. The mouse thought fast. He couldn't get bigger. He'd just have to be brave and alone face the digger. He ran to the start of the warm, dark wood, put his hands on his hips, and strong the mouse stood. The rumblers came rumbling and burping out smoke. The mouse started wishing the animals heard when he spoke. All of a sudden, the rumbler at the front came to a stop with a hiss and a grunt.
There's something in the way, a strange voice said. I can't get around it without squashing its head. Just keep going, said a voice from the back. But there's a mouse in the very middle of the track. It's only tiny, just go straight on. But all of a sudden came a pigeon song. Coo, coo, animals of the wood, come and see this mouse, just look where he stood. And one by one, with startled feature, animals popped out to see the brave little creature. And soon the mouse, hands out, was part of a four, as a fox, snail and pheasant held on to each paw. And the four became six, and the six became eight, until all of the animals were stood like a gate. They guarded the entrance of their warm dark wood, and the rumblers stopped rumbling, this time for good. They found they didn't want to flatten the houses of so many animals, birds and mouses. They all drove away and the animals cheered as the smoke and the pings and the rumbles all cleared. And so remember, next time that you're in a close shave, it's not the size of the mouse, but the size of the brave. Lovely. Well, I hope you enjoyed this Friday, something a little bit different for you. As always, if you've got any ideas you'd like us to incorporate into these stories, just drop us a message on our Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, any of them, and we'll try and slot them into our next stories because we write these especially for you every week. Don't forget to tune in on Wednesday at 3 p.m. for another amazing craft time with Flossie. And if you want to have a look at any videos you've missed, there are plenty of crafts with Flossie and book times with Boo on our YouTube channel. So just have a scroll through the playlists and you should find lots of goodies. Right, I think that's all from me. Have a lovely week and I will see you next Friday. Bye!